Hey, beautiful people, Gene Williams here, and welcome to Unstoppable Souls. Entering the room soon is my partner in crime, Coach G. Let's go.
What's up, my man? What's up? How you doing?
You gotta pop that jersey on real quick, just
Oh
just
yeah,
so they know.
I gotta represent. You know what? And before we get, man, I gotta do this. I'm sorry, but I gotta put a shout out to my boys, KC Chiefs. I gotta put it out there. Back to
Oh
back is
yeah,
what we're looking for. Ain't been done in 20 years, so that's
there
what
we
we
go.
playing for
There we
tomorrow.
go.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, yes sir, yes sir. Hey, I wish them all the best.
Thank you, sir.
I wish them
Thank you,
all the
sir.
best.
Well, this is
Yep.
what episode 6 of Unbreakable Souls. Men healing
Yeah,
through strength.
man,
I'm excited, man. Can you believe we're at number 6?
bro, you're going by fast, man. We'll be at like 70 soon.
Right. But dude, I'm enjoying every second of this. I mean, not only am I enjoying giving out information and being vulnerable to our men out there, being transparent so they can see what that looks like, but you know,
Right.
just listening to you, listening to Mark, gaining wisdom and more
Hey,
information
Ma.
is powerful. Mom done jumped in already.
Uh-huh. What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? All right, all right, all right.
She's so funny. Yeah, man. So you ready to go? You ready to pop it off?
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Okay.
So again, we're
So
talking about.
go ahead.
Go ahead. I was
Well,
gonna
I
say we're
mean,
talking about physical health. Yeah,
yep. Yep.
yeah. So I'm gonna drop some gems on y'all. We're gonna drop some gems on y'all. If you have any questions that you want to ask, please do. You're free to ask a question. That'll make things more interactive and interesting. So
Right. Right. We welcome that. So you're covering the points that we missed in our
right,
previous show, right? We got to talking about so many things. The conversation got so juicy,
right,
got really juicy that we
juicy.
had to, we only got through 6 of our 10 points. So we're going
Right,
to hit the last
right.
4 today, right?
Right. Absolutely. And also, I want to give an update. Now, we talked about last time, I gave everybody a hard time about me going to the doctor. But I've set an appointment for April 5th. Okay. So I'm upholding my end of the bargain.
Okay.
I'm gonna get everything checked on. So I encourage all the men out there and the women as well who are watching to go get an annual checkup and whatever else you need to do to make sure that your body is functioning the way it's supposed to, and then you can live your best life when you are in great shape and your body is in a great place. So
Yep. Well, I
go to the
made my
doctor.
attempt too. I made my attempt too, and since my blood pressure has been up this week, I really
You
need to
know,
go. So I made an attempt on Friday. So hopefully, I get a call back on Monday with an appointment date and time. So I did my part too.
right. And I actually want to touch on that. So as we were talking before we started the show, like you said, his blood pressure is a little high. So something that I would suggest for a person who's having issues with a spiked blood pressure, I would suggest the first meal that you have in the day should be juice. So take fruits and vegetables and make you a juice cocktail. If you have a Ninja or one of those food processors or something like that,
Okay.
first meal should be vegetables and fruit, and then about maybe 4 to 6 hours later, then you want to have a whole food meal that's quality food. And what the juice will do is because it is all natural, it will naturally bring down your blood pressure. And then if you have quality food behind that, then it just helps uh, decrease your blood pressure. So
Okay. Well, can we ask you this question then? So, what about
yeah.
juices? The juice, as you just said, versus a smoothie. Is there a preference?
Honestly, not really. Either one works.
Either one
Now I
works. Okay.
suggested, yeah, either one works, but I suggested the juicing because you're getting certain fruits um, that will help detox the body. And the smoothie
Okay.
can do the same. You just have to make sure that you have the correct ingredients. So what I'm suggesting is like pineapples, apples, bananas for fiber, um, berries of all sorts, blackberries, blueberries, raspberries. All of that will help bring down your blood pressure.
Blacker the berry, sweeter the
The
juice.
sweeter the juice, and
You
add
know what I'm saying?
celery in there as well. because celery is a great
Celery.
diuretic. Yeah, celery. Yep,
Oh,
it's a great diuretic.
that's a good one, man, because I've always been told that celery had no nutritional value.
It, it
It's just
has
water.
very
Okay.
little, but it is a diuretic by nature.
Okay. Okay.
So, and that's what you want. I mean, you want your body to expel the things that are no that are not healthy for it. That it because again, we talked about last time, like when you eat um, like beef or pork or something like that, it lasts in your system from 12 to 14 days. So,
Wow.
yeah. So the celery itself will help your body break down whatever is in your intestinal walls, and it'll push it down a little faster.
Okay. That's some good info right there. Appreciate that, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we're actually going to start with discussing how mental health is affected by the foods that you eat.
Okay.
So,
It's a good
mental
segue.
health is of yeah, mental health is of the utmost importance. Pay vigilant attention to signs of depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, and other mental health issues, which
Right.
often goes undiagnosed, especially in men because we have the tendency to be prideful and not go to the doctor. I
Right.
admit it.
You know how we are.
I admit it. Right, right. I'm a man. I can handle this. I'm just gonna sleep it off. I'm gonna walk this off. I'm gonna walk
You
off my
die in
leg
your sleep.
being. There
Yep.
you go.
Die in your
Right,
sleep or taking a nap or something.
right, exactly. If you have a family history of mental illness, depression, suicide, and/or substance abuse, the likelihood of you following those footsteps is very high.
Yeah,
So we
that's
need
true.
to always take into account your family history as it pertains to your mental health and your physical health. If there's a high ratio of cancer in your family, like in my family, cancer is high. Also, diabetes, high blood pressure, things of that nature. That
Right.
those things run in my family. So, I try to make sure I eat foods um, that help alleviate that issue. Um, if you have symptoms or you have a family history of mental illness, consult your physician
Yeah.
immediately and find a therapist to help you through any crisis you may be experiencing. And people don't understand, but our diet directly affects the physiological and chemical makeup of the body. If you have a diet high in processed foods and saturated fats and things like that, it messes with the chemical makeup of your body and can cause
Right.
mental health issues. So you are what you eat, not only
Right.
in your body but in your mind as well.
Okay. So let me throw this at you. So we just mentioned some things: blood pressure, diabetes, cancer. All these ailments that come from food. I mean, I know
Right,
our
right,
country knows that. I remember my trip to
right.
Brazil. Some of the things that are allowable in foods here in America are illegal. You'd be imprisoned
Exactly.
in other countries. So it's just that just
Yep.
blows my mind. But with that being said, we know that the food that we're ingesting is creating a lot of these problems. So would you also say that once we switch to this clean diet, we're juicing in the morning and eating clean meals for lunch and dinner, are these things
Right.
reversible also because of our diet?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, because again, you have to think about the fact that again, when you eat something that's processed, or for instance, you eat beef or pork, you have to think that your body um, encapsulates, like especially if you eat pork. So pork stays in your system for 12 to 14 days.
Uh,
Beef itself stays in your system for 14 to 17 days. So you
oh,
also have to think, yeah, 14 and 17. So all of the chemicals that are in they shot up the pig with or they shot up the cow with, they're in your system.
oh
So
man.
that throws off the chemical makeup of your body. So it's best to have food that's natural. If you're going to eat meat, make sure that it's fed grain and things of that nature,
Okay.
and not shot up with steroids and other stuff like that. Preservatives also that we get in processed foods also contribute to mental illness. The things that they put in, the extra salt and sodiums and food colorings and things of that nature. attribute to your mental health.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, like for instance, my son has autism. Um, we would try to make sure that we didn't have food with red fives, the yellows, and
Right.
the
The
the, the,
dyes you
the
talked
full
about.
color,
Right.
right? All the dyes, exactly. All
Okay.
those dyes affect the way your brain operates.
Right. ADHD.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's imperative that we stay away from processed foods as much as possible.
Okay.
Um, because again, the preservatives, the extra sodium and things like that, that raises your blood pressure, and all the extra dyes and whatnot affects the mind. So
Hmm.
it's just imperative that you have fresh fruit as much as possible. If you can find a farmer's market or something of that nature, that's where your food should come from. If you can grow your own food, even better. Even better.
That's a thought, bruh.
Yeah.
Growing
Yeah.
your own
Yep.
food. Wow.
Yep.
I think
Yes.
about where
Yes.
we have come from as
Yep.
a race of people,
Yep.
and really as a nation. And
Yeah.
now people would probably laugh at you for thinking about grow your own food. I can go down to the grocery store. But man,
Yeah.
what a concept,
Right.
to create some space in the backyard and create my
Yep.
own little garden.
Right.
Hmm.
Yep. And you can even grow herbs that you use to season your food right in your windowsill. I mean,
Okay.
simple. It's really simple. Like you can grow basil, you can grow peppers, you can grow turmeric and things of that nature right in your windowsill. Get you a small pot, about this big, get back there, put it on your windowsill, and just let it grow over time. And you can literally take it, dry it out. Some of it you don't even have to dry, and
Okay.
sprinkle it on your food. Not only will it be better for you, it also tastes better. Because
Right.
again,
All
even the
natural.
herbs that you right, even the herbs that you get from the grocery store, they add preservatives so they stay on the shelves longer. But
Okay.
but the negative aspect of that is that it also stays in the body longer.
Well, you've heard the story about a McDonald's French fry, right?
Oh yeah,
All of
yeah,
us have had McDonald's French fry that dropped in our car seat, or in the back seat when
right,
the kids are eating that French fry. And
yep,
10 years later, that French fry, you heat it up, you still can eat it. I mean, that's crazy
right,
because that's sitting inside of you, just like you
hmm,
talked.
yep.
All that processing that's been done to that French fry, is it even real?
Hmm. Nah, it's not. I mean, they may have gotten it from potatoes, but the extra stuff that they added to it made it so it's not really. Um, your body can't process it well.
Process.
And
Right.
also you got to think about the fact that potatoes are carbohydrates. So if you don't eat, so people, if you eat carbohydrates after 2 p.m., your body will not be able to process that because your metabolism slows down. So
2
the carbohydrate, 2 p.m.,
2 p.m.
2
Okay,
p.m.
y'all heard that. 2 p.m.
Yeah. So, and once you eat a carbohydrate and your body's not using it as energy, then it stores it as fat. And that's what you don't want. Same thing with the rices and the breads and the pastas. After 2 p.m., leave them alone. You want to have half of your plate every time you eat full of dark leafy green vegetables.
Okay.
Not only
So
what,
for some of us novices, you're giving great instruction, so we can't eat the carbs after 2 o'clock. So what should my plate look like? And I know you just threw out some, but give me some real life examples of like what do you eat after 2 o'clock? What's your
all
lunch
right,
or your
so
dinner, your snacks look like?
got you. All right, so my dinner will look like if I'm going to eat chicken or fish, it's going to be lean. It's going to be a chicken breast or it's going to be like salmon.
Okay.
Both of them are very healthy, very lean, and the omega-3 fatty acids that you get from salmon help with brain function as well as
Right.
proper body
Right.
function.
Okay. That's good.
Also, you want to make sure that you have half of your plate full of dark leafy greens, such as kale is great,
Okay.
spinach, broccoli, asparagus, purple cabbage. Um, you also want to make sure that you have some kind of a nut or something
Okay.
throughout your day, because those are also a great source of protein and also another source of healthy fat. We
Okay.
consume so much um, saturated fat in our diets from the processed foods, and it causes a lack of circulation, which we'll talk about a little later in the show.
Okay.
Um, so you want to make sure that you get healthy fats that you will get from fish, avocados, and unsalted nuts. The salt, yeah, exactly. The salted nuts actually raise your blood pressure. So you want to make sure that they're either lightly salted or no salt at all.
Okay. So just the raw natural ones.
Right, exactly. Pistachios, walnuts, um, almonds, uh, cashews are
Cashew.
my favorite. Oh my God, I
Yeah.
love cashews.
Cashews and almonds, man. I go to town.
Man, bro, I shake them up
Right.
like dice.
Right.
Yes, sir. But then also, again, we talked about how the healthy fats are like the covering that you see over a wire. If it
Ooh.
were not for that, yeah, it's like the brain has neural synapses, and when a person doesn't consume healthy fat, then it's almost like taking a wire from, say, your TV and taking the covering off of it. So the energy just goes everywhere. It has no, it's not directed in a certain way. But when you
Wow.
eat healthy fats, it contributes to the healthy fats that are in your brain, which help the neural synapses to go in they're directed, and that's what you want. And that can actually help alleviate mental health issues. Also helps
Okay.
with depression. Um, helps alleviate, obviously with proper medication and proper diet, bipolar disorder, um, schizophrenia. A lot of those things transpired because of the not only the environment the person grew up in, but the foods they were consuming.
Right.
So
That's good,
diet
man.
is
That's good info.
diet is 85% of the equation.
That's some really good info, man. We appreciate that.
Oh yeah, my pleasure. All right, so next we talked about this last time. We're gonna bring it back. We're gonna bring it back. Hold on. Rewind, rewind. All right, so
Yeah, I think Mark took us to R and then X pretty quickly last
right,
time, didn't
right. Real quick, real quick. Went 0 to 100, real quick. But all right, so number two, stay ready for sex. The reason why sex is so important is because your ability to have an erection uh, on call, I'm sorry, on demand,
we? On demand.
determines your overall on demand determines your overall health. A lot of our issues stem from lack of circulation, especially erectile dysfunction. So let me go into a little reading here. So when you're stressed out, not sleeping, or drinking too much, you can't get an erection on demand, like we talked about. A man's ability to get and maintain an erection is a barometer of his overall health.
That's
Regular
really good.
exercise, getting proper nutrition, getting proper amounts of sleep are the best ways to ensure that you are a rock star in the bed. Um, again, poor circulation is generally the cause of erectile dysfunction. Supplements like L-arginine, L-citrulline, ashwagandha, damiana leaf, tonkat ali, maca root, horny goat weed, and etc.
With that horny
are
goat
they aid
again.
in. Oh yeah, I'm telling you, brother. Look, I got it right here for you, brother. Product placement. But they aid in circulation and blood flow. They also strengthen the walls of the urethra so that it lessens the likelihood that you'll have a issue urinating, which also goes into our next point. We're going to touch on the prostate, and the prostate is major for us as men. You have to have, in order to be healthy, you have to have a health. I mean, aside from obviously everything else, a healthy prostate is a major thing.
Right.
Um, hey, Jay, how you doing? Um, all right, so number three is care for your prostate. The prostate grows as you get older. You almost certainly have issues like urinary flow problems if your prostate isn't in optimal shape. A really
And that's
healthy, low.
Is that because it's grown bigger?
Right. So it's natural for it to grow, but it can grow to the point where it actually pinches off the urethra, which will um, your 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 urine flow will be low, and also the circulation to uh, your genitals, which you need that blood flow to be the way you got a prostate. Okay, okay, mom, you got a prostate, huh?
And while your mom's clowning on you and everything, I got a quick question for you because I got questions and
Yeah,
a couple things crossed my mind. One is, like y'all did last week, you stepped on my toes again because I love my celery and I do love my celery dishes and I know they don't have much nutritional value, but I love them and even love throwing some salt on them and all along those lines. Even like I like throwing salt on my watermelon and other dishes as
right.
well. And I know it's not good for me and it's probably not good for other things that are going on. But yeah, you were just stepping on my toes there and everything. And I do have a blender, so I know that I could be doing some juicing and all along those lines. But I haven't been putting anything into the blender, even though I've got the blender. So I probably need to make some kale items or some other very
There you go.
nutritional juices, maybe even some fruit juices, and all along those
Yeah,
lines. Otherwise, it'll just be collecting dust like some other things in the house as well.
right.
But yeah,
Treadmill
you
all
took
over.
on my toe with that whole thing about the celery because you're like, the celery ain't all that good. And I'm like, I love my celery, even if it doesn't have any value and everything.
Yeah, but it is a great diuretic though.
So
And
Right.
it'll also help your body uh, become more alkaline the more you consume it. So it's good. It just it really it again it has nutritional value, but it's best as a diuretic.
okay.
That's good to know, man. That's really cool. What was the piece on it being alkaline?
Yeah. So what it does is it raises the body's alkaline level,
Wow. I know
and
what that means.
Yeah,
right
that's good.
in a body that is high alkaline, no disease can live in it.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
So
Hey,
the
just
more
really
alkaline,
Yeah, just really quickly, just what I was thinking about, because that was the other question I had, is I hear you talking about food, and I know you'll get to exercise because you definitely the exercise master and all along those lines. I got to get out and enjoy some of this 72-degree weather that we're having here in Durham, North
there you
Carolina,
go.
along those lines. But that being said, there's this other aspect of both the diet and the exercise that I don't know everybody relates to. And I know that I'm not the best person with it. I was actually talking to a friend of mine, a young lady, and we're talking about her son, and he's actually having a sleep study. So, how important is
Okay.
sleep to the diet and to exercise? Because a lot of times people do not get enough sleep, or they sleep in a lot of
Yeah.
unusual ways. Because I know that this lady's actually having her son do a sleep study at one of our local hospitals and everything, because he's probably waking up in the middle of the night and kind of having that broken sleep that many people have. So, what is your
Right.
thoughts about the importance of sleep in terms of our exercise and our health?
Yeah, so sleep is of the utmost importance. Your body cannot operate at its highest levels if you're not rested.
Right.
Also, when you're asleep, your body releases human growth hormones. So if you're exercising and your body releases human growth hormones that helps you build lean muscle mass and burn fat while you're sleeping. But if you're not resting, your body can't recover and it can't produce that human growth hormone that helps you build lean muscle mass.
Right.
So sleep is like, man, like top three. You gotta have that sleep, especially when you're exercising for your body to recover and also for your body to produce the enzymes and the chemicals to help you gain muscle, which helps the more muscle mass you have, the faster your body burns fat.
Well, I know they talk about 8 hours. We need to get, a minimum of 8 hours of
Six to
sleep.
eight.
Yeah, 6 to 8. But, as I've been doing some studies on sleep, they talk about REM sleep. Do you have any idea kind of
Mm-hmm.
what the number is of an average per night of REM sleep that we need? Because that's really the restorative sleep. Um,
Right. You know, I don't have those statistics, Mr. Fat Man.
okay, that's
Mr.
okay.
Fat Man.
Well, while you talking, I'll get them.
I right. That's why I said that. Yeah. But sleep is of the utmost importance. Your body cannot recover properly if you're not resting well.
Wow.
And the deeper the sleep and the longer that you can stay in that REM sleep, the better off you are. Because I mean that's complete relaxation. Otherwise, your body is still like processing things that you went throughout the day, and that's not a restful state. But when you can get deep into, and that's why I take like um, when I know I'm anxious, I'll take melatonin or something like that just to help aid in the relaxation. Also, I'll drink chamomile tea, um, either with lavender or skull cap. You ever heard of skull cap?
No.
So skull cap is a herb that helps the body relax. Um, and then you add that with chamomile in a tea. You'll relax and it'll be easier for you to go into those deep levels of sleep at that
Okay.
Yeah.
When do you
Now
when
y'all asked me, and you
starting
know I
that?
was gonna go. You know I was gonna go there because that's part of my job here and everything. But there is another element of relationships that is part of our exercise regimen as well. And some people think that they are still doing marathons when they go in that space because you want to have a good exercise life, but you also want to have a good sex life. And I do know that there are some gentlemen out
point.
there there's some gentlemen out there that think that they can still bounce from the chandeliers and all along those lines, but that is not necessarily the case. You might not be
Right,
able to do as much, even if you are a yoga and all along those lines. But I just wonder
right.
your thoughts about the importance of exercise, even within that other activity that a lot of people like to have in their relationship corner and all
He's
along
talking
those
about
lines.
sex, y'all. He's talking about
Yes,
sex.
Here
yes,
we
that's right.
go. Here we go.
X, X.
We just
So,
jumped the rating in an instant.
right, right. It went from PG to X all time. But
But
so
that's how we do
exercise, yeah, exercise helps you be a better lover.
Mhm.
The more you exercise, the more your capillaries and your arteries open up, which again increases blood flow and circulation. And we just said that circulation, when the circulation is high like it's supposed to be, it's easier to get an erection to maintain it. It also helps you be a better lover longer. You dig? Yogis, because of like particular things that we do, like for instance, hip openers are great ways of opening up the circulation and blood flow to your genitalia.
But one
And
of the oldest jokes, Gene, is that when you see some of the brothers that have gotten injured, whether that is they are walking with canes or whether they are walking with other things, many of their brothers and their friends will tell them that they didn't need to try some of those stunts that they used to try when they were younger and everything. Because that's what I meant when I said the whole reference to the chandeliers. You might be able to swing from the
right,
chandeliers when you're 20 or 22. You can't do it when you're necessarily 60 or 70.
Oh,
right. So
you're not Tarzan anymore.
exercise and yoga can keep you swinging from the chandeliers. Well, I mean, like Dr. Sabi was 81 and had his last child right before he passed away.
Wow.
81. Yeah.
Still fire.
So yeah, exactly. Still fine. All still his blood flow was obviously great. His sperm count was up. So exercise is going to fortify you, make you stronger, give you the circulation and the strength that you need to help you last longer in the day, help you be a better lover.
Yeah, but I'm
Well,
And
still
look.
trying to.
yoga,
Yeah, but I'm still got to get to that because the 81-year-old, because I'm 62, don't have any kids, and if I were to have a kid next year, and everything that would be 63 and something, and I'm trying to like visualize the 81-year-old going to the graduation party. It's not a pleasant picture and everything. Or if
Hey,
he had stayed alive, he would have been 100 when he got to his kids'
it's
right,
okay.
graduation.
It's okay. The
right,
fact that his daddy's at his event is what's important, not how old he is.
right,
That is
right,
true.
right, right. Very true.
Hey, I got to
Yep. And
interject here. I have because again, I'm the stat guy. I went and looked up that info on the REM sleep. So on average, adults require about 90 to 120 minutes of REM, which is rapid eye movement sleep every night. REM sleep is a stage of sleep characterized by rapid eye movements, vivid
mhm,
dreaming, and increased brain activity. It is essential for memory consolidation, learning, and
mhm,
overall cognitive function. However, it's important to note that individual sleep varies may vary by individual, and other factors such as age, overall health, and things like that can affect a person's REM sleep. but it just definitely talked about how vital that is into the conversation that we just
Right.
had. If you're not getting any good REM sleep period, but if you're not getting that 90 to 120 minutes every night of REM sleep, you definitely not flying from no chandelier.
No, you
Nah.
won't do that at all. Speaking of that, and I'm going to bring it back around to the G and the PG and all along those lines and everything. But one of the
We
questions I
already
was
did.
curious about, Gene, and everything, and it actually plays into what I mentioned, even with the sex and relationships. There is a very popular thing that a lot of people love to get involved in, and they love to have it in their life. They run to the grocery stores to get it. Now, for all I know, Coach G may be having his athletes go to get them.
Why you
But
throwing
what
me
is
under
your
the bus?
but what is your thought? I'm just teasing you and everything. But what is your thoughts, both you and Coach G, about energy drinks? Because everybody loves those energy drinks, and they can
Oh,
sometimes be good, but they can also have a lot of negative things in them as well. So definitely, I was wondering your thoughts about the notion of the energy drinks. Because if you go to any grocery store, any convenience store, and you'll see a lot of people running out there getting the old-fashioned energy drink of Gatorade or the more modern versions and everything. So, what is your take on energy drinks?
So I'd say in small doses, but if you're looking for a natural way to get energy, ginseng.
right.
Ginseng is the way to go. They have supplements. They also have ginseng drinks that you can take, a ginseng shot. It
Yep.
does the same thing for your
Gum.
body. It heightens your energy. Right. Say it again.
They have gum, ginseng gum. You can just chew it.
Really? I didn't even know that.
Yep.
Okay. I would do that. But what it does is it gives you the energy without the crash and without the negative, because energy drinks have a lot of caffeine in them.
Right. Sugar.
And what caffeine does is sugars. And what that does is it actually dries you out,
Mm.
which negatively affects your liver. So I would suggest if you're gonna do energy drinks, try not to do more than one a day. Um, there, you can do ginseng tea. You can do, like you said, there's a gum. You can, there's ginseng chews. But like I said, I would say no more than one a day, and I would space it out. You know, and also if you're gonna do an energy drink, you want to make sure that you are consuming half your body weight in fluid ounces of water, and then a little extra
Right.
to help rehydrate the body. And if you're gonna do energy drinks, because we know that they dry us out, then you would need to do an electrolyte water,
Oh,
or
Mm.
coconut water is great. It replaces all your electrolytes as well.
Hey, Gene, speaking of that, there's another popular thing. It's not the drinks, since we're on the exercise and the physical activity part of which you are a master of, and all along those lines. There's a very popular thing that saw some young ladies, not young gentlemen, but I have seen some gentlemen use it as well. That is very much a part of our urban environment these days. And I've seen a lot of people loving these devices called scooters. And some people will say that they're getting exercise when they're going on scooters. And I'm going like, you're not really pedaling. You're kind of
right.
using it as a motor vehicle. And maybe you need to do some
Right,
actual biking and all along those lines. But I just wanted
right,
your take on that because they can go to any city. You can go to a small city like Durham, where I'm at,
right,
or you can go to a big place like Memphis and you'll see people scooting all over the place because they got all of these companies that are providing the
Right.
scooters and everything. But and I'm not saying that some of them don't have pedals, but they're most of them are very much electronic. So I just wanted your take on
right.
scooters
Motorized.
versus bicycles and some of the other ways that you can get around and get your exercise while at the same time getting to your destination. Because I know part of the reason that scooters are popular is because it's a quick form of transportation that
Transportation. Right,
doesn't take that much power in a lot of senses because a lot of them are electronic.
right. So I mean, they're cool if you're trying to get somewhere quickly, but if you're trying to get somewhere and incorporate exercise, you need a regular scooter where you
Mhm.
have
Right.
to you have to push off, or bicycle, or skateboard.
Right.
Right.
You
Right.
know, and it's something that you have to utilize your own strength, your own muscles to propel you forward. Um,
That comes back to that other problem we were talking about because you got some older folks out there that when they see a skateboard, they think that they can be like those young people and do those stunts on those skateboards and be sliding it off the rails and jumping off the what do you call them
Half pikes and stuff. Yeah,
the jumping off the sidewalks and jumping off all this other stuff that they see the young people do it, And that's why they're
Right.
sitting in some hospital beds because they thought that they
Yeah.
were 20 or 25 when they're actually 55 or 60 because they thought that they
Right.
could, go down and jump off the rail. That's the word I was looking for. Jump
Right.
off the rails and do all
Right.
of them lovely stunts that they see their young
Right.
compadres doing.
What
So
what
first
happened?
off, know your limits. Know your
Exactly.
limits.
You know what I'm
Go
saying? Why
ahead,
don't
bro.
we
I'm sorry.
bicycle no more?
Say it again.
What
What
I'm
you say,
happened
sorry.
to
Coach G?
bicycle?
Say it again,
What
coach.
happened to the days of the old-fashioned bicycle?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, people still driving, but now people get lazy and they want to try something that's
Right.
motorized, so they ain't got to do no work, and that's the problem. We have a society that is based off of quick fixes.
Hmm.
Right.
We take pills to lose weight. You know
Right.
what I'm
Right.
saying? We take pills to to provide a certain health level. You know what I'm saying? When actually you need to move. The body is meant to move. So you ever wonder why you sit at a desk all day long and you stand up and your body is stiff? Because your body is meant to move. It's not meant, right? It's not meant to sit down all day long or stand up all day long.
Right.
So you have to find a way to move your body in a way that's going to increase your mobility, your flexibility, your strength, your muscular endurance, your cardiovascular endurance. Those are
And you could
important.
probably kill two birds with one stone, I would think, Gene, because I know here
Exactly.
in Durham, North Carolina, and I think there are some in Memphis, there are probably even some in Kansas where Coach is at and everything, but there are a number of trails around here. So when I have seen people
Right.
on the
Hmm.
bicycles or running, they are getting both their physical exercise because they're running or bicycling, but they're also getting some of that spiritual and emotional connection as well
Right.
because they're all related because they're actually
Right.
able to enjoy Mother Nature, enjoy the environment,
Grounding.
and see
Right.
some of the things that are going on while they're having that physical exercise as well.
Right. Yeah. So when you're biking and things of that nature, your body releases a certain endorphin, a dopamine, that
Right.
helps your body uh, relax into the state of the exercise that you're doing. And especially when you're out in nature, that is heightened because you're out in nature, you're seeing new things, you're getting fresh air, and then your body is sending you those dopamines as you work. So yeah, I mean, yeah, the scooters are cute. They're cute.
They're cute
But you
and they
know,
definitely get you around. And like I said, the two young ladies that were here at the summer camp that decided to use it to get back to campus, more power to them and everything.
right,
I will say that sometimes, just to tease y'all, when you are in those nature environments, it can be fun, but it also can be hazardous because I did see two, and I don't know what animals y'all like, whether y'all are dog or cat people. I actually like both of them and everything, but I saw two cats running across the street. They were probably feral cats, but they looked like they were, I don't know if they were courting or fighting, but I was going to go investigate and see if they were in good health. And then I was like, no, they might decide they want to take on the human, and I'm not trying to lose
exactly,
with those two cats and everything. So I decided I would
right,
leave them alone and everything, let them have their peace of mind.
right. I keep it moving. I keep it moving.
Let the cats be.
Right. They're in the wild. Let the wild cats be free. You
Right.
don't want to be
Exactly.
all scratched up in the face because you try to help. That's the problem with humans sometimes. We be trying to help in situations where we don't. They don't
Stay
need
in your
us.
lane. Just stay in your
Just
lane.
thank you. Stay in your human lane. You're a human. Leave the wild things to be wild things.
Right. Right.
Oh, I need to save them. No. Ah! That's what you get.
That's silly. Boy, the
That's what
spins
you
that you
get.
bring to the conversation, Mark, are just amazing.
Talking about feral cats and everything now.
Boy, we have digressed. But it's all good. It's all
It's all
relevant.
good.
Yeah.
It's
It's all
all good,
relevant.
and it's all about the exercise and the part that Gene is very much a part of. Because, like I said, if you go in and you investigate that the feral cat, that's why I brought it up, and you wind up scratched or with a disease that is definitely the animal may have it, and you may get it as well. Because if you sit there
Right.
messing with them, you may wind up with a case of rabies. So, like I said,
Rabies.
and
Uh-oh.
you don't want that and everything. So,
No.
like I said, it is all tied together and everything. I will say that it is. I don't know your thoughts around this, Gene. I do find it amusing to some degree, but then sometimes I feel sorry for them. But there are a number of people that like to go exercising, and they figure that the animal that is their pet wants to go exercising with them. And sometimes you can see the look on that animal's face, like, I ain't
Right,
trying to go jogging. Why am I here with you?
Right.
Why am I going on this trip with you because you want to go jogging and
right.
everything? Because
You exercise. Let me stay home.
exactly. I mean, I don't know whether you do, G, because I know you got a dog. So do you take
Uh-huh.
the dog with you, or is the dog sitting there at home, or is the dog going and doing
Mm.
yoga exercises with you?
Nah, so when I do my long distance runs, I have my hyper dog run with me, so I
Oh,
can
Oh,
to
run
burn
some
it
of her
out.
energy out.
Yeah.
Yes, because she is this little Negro here, and she's a dog, but I call her Negro. She's in my family, so she's a Negro. But when she gets hyper, like she'll hop up and like lick you right here in the forehead. Like, how do you do that?
Oh my goodness. And
She like, you
why do
gonna sit
you?
down, someone? Right. Just because she happy to see you, that's how she greets you. It's
Wow.
like, okay, 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 sit down somewhere, thank you. But yeah, I definitely run them. The other one, he's passive. He's like a Buddha. So we call him our big Buddha. So he's really calm and peaceful until somebody he doesn't know comes around. So yeah, he
Yeah.
I'll run him.
Your mom has put in her 2 cents. She said she's
Yes,
a hype too.
yes. She knows very well.
I
Stella is
know
a monster.
that's crazy. Hey, and I know we've been
But
talking about sex, but I mean, if we're gonna talk about sex, we got to talk about prostate. And I know
right.
there's some stuff you got to teach us on prostate, but I wanted to throw this
Oh yeah.
stat in here. Uh,
Gotcha.
Prostate issues are relatively common in men, especially as they age. According to the
Right.
American Urological Association, about 50% of men over the age of 50 and up to 90% of men over the age of 80 experience some form of prostate enlargement, also known
Hmm.
as benign prostatic hyperplasia, BHP.
Hmm.
Additionally, prostate cancer is the most common cancer in men in the United States, with an
Right.
estimated 200 and well, I'll just round it up, 250,000 new cases in
Man.
2021. So,
Wow.
according to them, this is according to the American Cancer Society. It is important for men to stay informed about prostate health and consult healthcare professionals so that
Right.
problems don't get out of hand. So, Gene, my
Right.
brother, teach us, educate us, inform us on what we need to be doing to our prostate.
My pleasure. All right. So, as he said, the prostate grows larger as you get older. That's just part of nature. Uh, you'll most, you'll almost certainly have issues like urinary flow problems if your prostate is in optimal health. A really healthy, low-fat diet, especially a diet low in saturated fat and more focused on high-quality, healthy fats, like we talked
Okay.
about, the
Okay.
avocados, the salmon, the nuts, will reduce the likelihood of prostate growth and may reduce the risk of prostate cancer. Now,
Okay.
for you, I'm gonna list for you five must-have ingredients for a good prostate supplement. um, so, first thing that you need to have is what's called beta cytosterol. Uh, Beta cytosterol is a plant-based compound with a wide range of anti-inflammatory effects, especially on the prostate.
Okay.
By neutralizing harmful free radicals, which contribute to prostate enlargement, beta cytosterol improves the flow of urine through the urethra and promotes more complete bladder emptying and allowing you to sleep through the night with fewer urinary urges. So, and also you got to think about the fact that when your prostate grows large, it it's hard to empty out your bladder completely, and also it limits blood flow to your genitalia. So that's
Right.
also a cause of erectile dysfunction. Number two, and I think that I put it. Oh wait a minute, no, that's not the one. Anyway, so number two is saw palmetto.
Okay.
Saw palmetto is a shrub-like palm tree whose berries are naturally rich in beta cytosterol, as well as other plant sterols with powerful antioxidant properties. While beta, while beta cytosterol is the most potent, the entire complex of plant sterols contained within saw palmetto work together to provide comprehensive support for an enlarged prostate and relief from frequent bladder urges.
That's really good.
Mm.
Wow, did not know that.
And
Hey, Gene,
you can get it in supplement. You can get it in supplement form. You can get it in this raw form. You can also use it in tea. You said something,
hey,
Mark?
Gene, just really quickly, you got a lot of folks, and I know I'm guilty of it as well. Both of you gentlemen may be guilty also, but how important is it for people to get off of the meat diets and all along those lines? Because a lot of people are thinking that they are going to, eat all the chicken in the world, eat all the pork in the world, and a lot of us, particularly in our culture, are very much involved in loving the animal products, and we're talking about the animals that we love, like our pets. But we definitely got folks that are out there even getting deer and the various forms of pig that is out there as well. So I just wanted your thoughts in from a physical exercise point as to the importance of meat eating, because you got some people that are like, I can't survive that and got a meat diet that's going on, or part of
Yeah.
the meat in my diet. But then you got others that are like, nah, I'm perfectly fine being a vegetable or plant based person and all along those lines. But I just wanted your thoughts, and particularly those, like I said, I'm at Hayti right now, right across the street is a KFC. Fortunately, I don't have any KFC, but
Yeah.
we'll be going there today and everything.
Are you needing G to talk you off the ledge, Mark?
Right. No fried chicken, Mark.
You said I get no fried chicken money, so I'm good today.
We send you in
Well,
all
no.
caps.
Right. Right. So now this may be controversial. I would suggest um, every third day. I would say so. Most days you need to have no meat. Um, we're gonna cut it down to like two. So if you 2 days with no meat, 1 day with meat. 2 days no meat, 1 day with meat. You know what I'm saying? You want to repeat that cycle. The reason why is because again, even chicken stays in your system for 4 to 6 days,
Wow.
and all of
Right.
the steroids and whatever else, the trauma. Because I mean, we not only do we download in our bodies the chemicals that they consume themselves, but also the trauma before their death. It downloads into our cell memory, so we take on their trauma as well. So,
Wow.
my, right. So
So
my suggest, especially
we're feeling their pain when they're getting over there getting
yeah,
chopped and all of that stuff, because it is not
right,
pretty the way that they take care of chickens
yeah,
and everything. But there's
oh yeah,
another
oh
item that people tell me that you should stay away from as well, and it's not a it's a protein in part, at least partially protein. But I know a lot of people that are very much addicted and love there. And this is another dish that I love, and I've told you before that I'm a big iced tea fan, but I'm not going to go down there because that's something I know I can get rid of. But there are a lot of people that love their breads, and I've heard that breads can be good for you, but I've also heard that breads can be bad for you. So I was just wondering your thoughts about this notion of bread as a dietary food, because there's a lot of people that love their bread and sometimes even putting the cholesterol, which is what butter is, on their bread and
right,
everything. But I was wondering your thoughts around bread and
Yeah.
bread items like waffles and other things like that.
Well, and you know how much that's inbred in the black culture too. I
Right.
mean, we every
right,
meal.
right,
I watched my
rice,
parents take care of my parents.
hmm
Every breakfast, lunch, and dinner had to have some sort of bread.
right, right, some kind of starch. Yeah. So again, checking back a little bit, after 2 o'clock, you don't want any carbohydrates because your body is going to store the carbohydrates as fat in the body. Also, if you're going to do breads, you want to do a bread that is natural. You want it to be wheat, or you want it to be like sesame seed or something like that. Those are natural breads. They also, like the sesame seed itself, are a great source of omega-3 fatty acids, which is a healthy fat that your brain can utilize and your body can utilize as well.
Okay.
Um, you want to go the darker the bread is, sweeter the juice is how it goes. You want to stay away from white bread as much as possible because all it is sugar
Right.
in square form or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Rice, stay away from white rice. It's just literally plastic that your body
Wow.
consumes and really can't break down. Brown rice and black rice are way better for you. And
Okay.
also, black rice is a superfood. It has magnesium, zinc, potassium, phosphorus, protein, and those are things that your body needs, like magnesium and zinc. like we said before in the last show about physical health, if your body is consuming a protein but it doesn't have magnesium and zinc for your body to use it properly, then it's just a waste.
Becomes waste. Wow, that's powerful,
Yeah,
man.
it's just a waste. Yeah.
You said it's a superfood.
Yeah, black rice is a superfood. Also, quinoa. Quinoa is a great superfood. Has all the nutrients and vitamins that you need in it. So you want to make sure that you're getting high quality stuff. And if you see some people like, well, quinoa doesn't taste that good. Well, rice doesn't have a flavor either. All you have to do is season it properly.
Right.
It's really simple. Just season your food. And quinoa, as well as rice, takes on the flavor of whatever you cook it with. So, for instance, if you have quinoa on your plate and you cook it with chicken, then it's going to taste like the chicken. You make it with salmon, it's going to taste like the salmon. So, season your food. You want to make sure that you're using quality herbs. I like to use black pepper, cumin, coriander, turmeric, and those three things, cumin, coriander, and turmeric,
Turmeric. Yep.
anti-inflammatory.
Right.
They reduce not only inflammation in the joints, but they also reduce inflammation in the organs. When the body is not in proper health, the organs swell as well. So turmeric, coriander, and cumin help alleviate inflammation. So
As I'm
make sure that
saying.
you're getting quality. Make sure you're
Okay.
getting quality herbs in your food. With the bread and the pastas, always bet on black.
Mhm. Like again and everything. It's always good to do that. But is there a way? Because, like I said, I'm sitting at the desk right now, and I'll be out shortly after we're done with this show, so I will get some.
No on the
Well,
chicken.
in that
Mark.
particular,
No on
no,
the
I'm not.
chicken.
I'm not going to the KFC. I told you this. No KFC money. There might actually be some food at the house, so there will be no KFC today and everything along those lines. But that being said, if you're sitting down, is there ways that you can get your either yoga, or your exercise on while sitting down? Because I know some people that even try to get their exercise in, while they're doing their cooking. Because some people like to exercise what they're cooking,
Yeah,
and some people might even be trying to exercise while they're taking their shower. But I'm just wondering, are there ways that you can get your exercise in, particularly when you're sitting down at work?
Man,
yeah,
I think that's
absolutely.
Mark. That's one of the
Yeah,
questions I was going to throw out there for Gene, and we had threw that out there a couple weeks ago about
right,
creating something for
right,
that for our viewers. So yeah, I want to hear
right.
this.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a way that you can exercise while sitting down, or even in your office space. I teach a whole chair yoga class to
Mm,
not only professionals but also teach it to the elderly
Mm.
because a lot of them are don't have the ability to stand up for long periods of time.
Right.
So
okay.
yeah, absolutely, there are ways. You can do tricep dips, you know, in your chair. You're here, you just put your body out. I mean, that's a tricep dip. You're working your triceps right there.
Wow.
You can stand up in front of your chair. You can do squats. You can push that chair back and utilize the spaces behind you. Do some push-ups. Do some squats. You work your entire body in a small office. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't take a lot of space to get exercise in. So there's no excuses as to why a person can't exercise. Well, I'm sitting at my desk all day. Well, when you get tired, which we all do, when you're sitting at a desk all day long, get up and do some squats. Get up and do
Yeah.
some push-ups.
That's
Do
good.
some reverse crunches or something. You know?
Yeah, because
Um,
one of the things that happens in this building that I love when people ask me, because like I said, my part of my job is to give people directions to where they are going, whatever the meetings are or the different activities and all along those lines. And I love it when a lady and sometimes the gentleman will come because we do have an elevator because it's 3 floors, and they'll tell me where are the steps because they want to take the steps because that could be another form of exercise because you got to go
exactly.
another flight and everything, then it might as well take the steps because climbing those steps can also give you some exercise as well.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so steps is that's a cardiovascular exercise.
Mhm.
And not only is it cardiovascular as it pertains to helping the heart, but also it helps with building your legs,
Mhm.
your glutes. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And check this out. This is a little secret I'm gonna tell y'all. Okay, you listening?
Let's
All
hear
right,
Secret
it.
so
sauce.
guys,
Sauce.
right, the secret sauce. You ready? All right.
Ready?
So if you're looking to increase testosterone and muscle growth in the body, work your legs.
Mhm.
When you work your legs, it increases blood flow to the genitalia, which increases blood flow and testosterone. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. And you go to
So
the
when
gym,
they
you're
say
just
don't skip,
out the upper body.
I'm telling you, yeah. And when you do that, because working your lower body increases testosterone throughout the body, so it'll be easier for you to build lean muscle mass because you work your legs consistently. So
Okay.
that's my reason for saying never skip leg day.
No, I know
Never
we've only
skip
got a
leg
few minutes to go, and we can go a
day.
little bit over. But I did have one other quick question about the exercise. I know a lot of places, if you live in an apartment, they have apartment complexes, and a lot of people have those gyms that have the various weights, the various forms of exercise. But I hear
Right,
that there are a lot of people that don't necessarily know how to use that equipment, so they might be misusing it and all along those lines. So I just wanted
Right.
your thoughts around that, Gene, because there are a lot of people that will see the free weights and see a number of the bells and whistles that the apartment provides them and everything, and they might jump onto those exercises before having the proper orientation and how to handle them and everything. Because a lot of times the apartment complexes aren't going to teach you how to use the equipment; they're just going to provide the equipment there, whether it's a stair climber or it's a number of other things that
Right.
apartments will give you and
right.
everything. But I just wanted if you could talk to our audience about the importance, and particularly the brothers that are listening, of at least maintaining some knowledge of the equipment if you're going to use the equipment, whether that's at a gym that's provided by an apartment or at a professional gym like the ones that are around the country and everything.
Yeah. So in a situation like that, I would suggest that if you have no knowledge at all about how to lift weights, hire a personal trainer,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
even if it's just for a month, so that you get the basics and the techniques. I've actually injured myself a lot in my life before I became a certified personal trainer because I was lifting incorrectly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've torn a pec, torn my anterior deltoid, torn hamstrings because of improper lifting. So once I finally got the structure down, like I haven't had any injuries, and also yoga. Yoga not only helps stretch you out, it also provides strength. And when you go back to the weight room, you're going to be stronger.
But
But
Gene, I gotta tease
actually,
you about that because you talk about the physical exercise equipment, but I also know people that are doing, and maybe coach, you can talk to this as well because it is something that deals with coaching. But there are a lot of people that are doing improper. You mentioned earlier sit-ups, improper jumping jacks, improper a number of the other more common
yeah,
exercises. But you watch them doing it, and you're going like, that's not the way a sit-up's done. That's not the way a
Well,
pull-up.
yeah.
That's not the way the jumping jack is done and everything. So
right,
how important is it to make sure that you got that training and that you are doing properly? Because a lot of times people, even in team building, like in businesses, they'll say, let's get together and do this tug of war or this exercise with everybody doing jumping jacks, and you're looking at half the group going like, y'all look like y'all are
right.
felling chickens and everything. That doesn't look like a jumping jack that I'm familiar with. And everything.
Yeah, it's of the utmost importance because when you don't know what you're doing, the tendency is to do something incorrect, which will
Mm-hmm.
cause an injury.
Mm-hmm.
And the goal is to become better, not injure yourself. So again, I would suggest strongly, at least for a month or two, hire a personal trainer that will show you proper structure and also break down to you a proper loading program. You don't want to start off at the top of the mountain. You know you got to climb it. And a person who's your trainer will tell you what you need to do based off of your abilities and your limitations. Um,
Wait a minute, you mean I can't go, speaking of the KFC, you mean I can't go get that television advertisement by that guy that is claiming that he can do all these high tech exercises and all of those lines, the ones that you see on the advertisement on TV all the time, and
Right.
you figure that if you do them, you might get injured, you might be in the hospital. We've got a great hospital here in
right.
Durham and everything, do hospital and all along those lines. But you mean I can't do those things? Because sometimes even the ones that Jane Fonda and others have done, I'm sitting there going like, they look like they'd be amazing to do, but they also look quite
No,
dangerous.
can't do it.
Yeah,
Do it.
yeah, yeah. I
Hey,
would
but
I would say
Gene,
hire a professional.
hire a professional. But Gene, I want us to make sure we close out strong, and keeping our word because we promised our audience 5 and we given 2. So before
Right.
we close out, would you jump back in because we know this is a major issue
Yeah,
with our on that prostate.
Right.
So I know we've
Right.
got the
So we got
stinging
the
nettle. Yeah, I'll let you go through them, but we got to get those last three in before we
Yeah.
jump off here.
Please.
yeah. So we discussed the beta cytosterols.
Right,
We
right.
also discussed saw palmetto. So number three is stinging nettle. The leaves and roots of the stinging nettle plant, like saw palmetto, contain a broad array of plant sterols. And a plant, so let me be clear. A plant sterol is a natural steroid that plants create.
Wow.
Sterol, steroid, same thing, yeah.
Right.
Um, so contain a broad array of plant sterols that help protect the prostate against inflammatory free radicals. It also contains a collection of other beneficial compounds which help strengthen the urine stream and void the bladder, including agglutinins, lignans, and polysaccharides.
Wow.
And these are minerals that help your body um, process the free radicals that cause the inflammation in the body. So it lessens, I'm sorry, the probability of your prostate growing large.
Okay.
Uh, and number four is lycopene, a natural pigment that gives tomatoes their reddish hue. So it's the pigment in tomatoes. Um, the lycopene is an anti-inflammatory carotenoid compound which tends to accumulate naturally in prostate tissue. It has
Mm,
been shown not only to enhance the antioxidant response of normal prostate cells, but also to help reduce prostate epithelial cell growth.
wow. That's pretty cool.
And number five, actually this is a surprise to me, pumpkin seed.
Mm.
Wow.
So pumpkin seeds combine the benefits of each of the ingredients above in one compact antioxidant package. It is rich in both plant sterols and carotenoids. Pumpkin seeds help limit the growth of prostate cells, which also aids in increasing urine flow. In addition, they are a natural source of zinc. We talked about that, which is an
Right.
anti-inflammatory mineral in which men with enlarged prostates are typically deficient.
Wow.
Mm.
And actually, for me, we talked about um, the supplements that help with increasing blood flow and circulation to the genitalia. The zinc, like we talked about L-arginine and L-citrulline, when
Hmm.
you add zinc to that compound, it actually heightens the probability of those two supplements increasing blood flow.
Okay.
So you got to have zinc,
Mm.
L-arginine, L-citrulline, and zinc mandatory for blood flow.
That's
And
some
you
good
know
stuff.
what? I thought about it. You may need to try that, bro.
Say that
For the
again.
BP, for your blood pressure,
Uh
you want
huh.
to try those.
The pumpkin
It'll
seed.
pumpkin seed and the
I'm on it.
L-citrulline, L-arginine, and the zinc.
Okay.
Try that.
I'd rather be taking that stuff that's natural than these blood pressure pills.
I'm
Mm.
telling you. Yeah. Where were we? Yeah. All right. And last but not least, we want to talk about prioritizing self-care. As men, we are notorious for giving, and doing nothing for ourselves.
Right.
So, do something every day that brings you joy and happiness. Whether it's taking a run, listening to a podcast, hint, hint, practicing meditation and yoga, or watching a movie. Find a hobby that brings you peace, and don't wait until you can afford a vacation to begin to enjoy your life. We often put things off. Well, I'll do this when I have time for a vacation.
Make
No, prioritize self
yeah.
care. Prioritize living your life to the fullest because once you're gone, you're gone. And
Right.
so much time do we waste doing what we have to do as opposed to what we need to do. And that's why men struggle so much and we pass away faster than women do. I mean,
You
the
can along
average,
those lines. So you probably got to
yeah,
prioritize that exercise because a lot of times we are
yeah,
so busy wanting to put order into what we want to do, whether that's you got children, the children's priorities and the priorities with family, if there's a spouse or something along those lines, and the priority of the job and the priority of a lot of other things, including work. Well, I mentioned the job and everything that you forget to put exercise, even if it's only and few minutes, 30 minutes to an hour of a day of getting out to get some fresh air and walking. Because, like you said, you might be sitting there going, like, I didn't get no exercise in for this week or this month or this
right,
year. And then
right,
you're wondering why you're at the doctor's office later on and everything.
all
So
the
you got
time,
to definitely put
right,
in that priority to get in that exercise. And nothing against my brother there. Yes, I'm going to throw you under the bus again, just to temporarily coach and everything. But nothing against my brother there with the Kansas City shirt. And I've actually got on my Marquette shirt and all along those lines. We're going to hopefully beat St. John's later on this evening and climb up to the top five since some other teams lost. And right now we're number 7. So we are in the top 10, and I need them to win this evening. But while it is fun to watch those that we root for, and whether it's me rooting for and watching those fine basketball players for Marquette, or you watching those Kansas City Chiefs as they are trying to win that championship tomorrow, we got to go out and maybe throw the football ourselves or get that basketball shot ourselves as well, so that we can enjoy watching them and enjoy that moment of watching them. But we
right,
might need to do something of our own, and maybe it's not getting a full 5-on-5 game because you might not have the move that you used to have. But if you just shoot a couple of free throws and get in a little bit of exercise, you can still get that exercise in and everything.
Right, right.
yeah,
My
yeah,
two cents on this, on prioritizing self care is, men, you have to understand self care is for you. It's for you. That's not being selfish. That is survival. It shouldn't be something that you do that's going to benefit your partner, your wife or whatever your partner situation is, your children, your job, nothing other than yourself. Self
right,
care is for you. Period. Unapologetically, it is for you. It's time out for men from pouring from empty cups or half full cups. We've been great. We've been effective. We've made it. We've done some amazing things, but we've died way too soon.
mhm,
It's time for
right,
us to prioritize self-care. And I'm talking to myself. I am talking to myself because it's got to start with me, but it's time for
right,
me and us to prioritize self-care for us and get to the
mhm,
place where we can pour from a full cup. We have
right,
full capacity to use our gifts and our talents. What would that look like? And that we're healthy. We're
right.
healthy, we're sleeping, we're eating clean, our body's functioning at its optimum level. What would that look like to then be the man that God has created and purposed us to be?
Yeah, I mean that's the goal. That's the goal. To you can't live to your highest potential if you're not healthy. I
Right.
mean, it's virtually impossible. If you're sick all the time, you can't help heal other people or show them the way
No.
because you're broken down.
Right.
So all you're gonna do is create more of that in other people. And to go back to Gay's question, my dog just fell off the couch. Anyway, um, so oh yes, black seed oil. Yes, black seed oil is excellent for lowering blood pressure,
Okay.
and so basically, black seed oil cures everything but death. Is how that goes. But black seed oil is
There's
just
not anything that can
something.
cure that yet.
Right, exactly. Yeah. If you can cure that, then we need something. We need some of that. But
Well, Jesus
black
is
seed
the cure
oil.
though.
What is that?
Jesus is the cure for death.
There we go. Exactly. But yeah, black seed oil is great for just overall health, but it's absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. But you need it in your life.
Okay.
So
Well, we're probably
if you're looking, I'm
I
sorry, what's
know
that?
we're over our time. We probably should wrap up, but are you
Yeah.
excited, gentlemen? Next week, week 7, um, is our panel.
Panel discussion.
Yep.
Panel discussion. So we're
Forward to it.
wrapping up emotional, mental, and physical help. We've had recaps on each one of them. Now we put it all together with the panel.
Yeah.
That's gonna be good.
Don't be juicy.
Good.
I'll be on fire.
Yeah.
And folks will probably be all excited because that'll be literally 3 days after folks have had their romantic moments, because literally it'll be on Saturday, and that'll be the 17th. And we know some folks are out there getting their romance on the 14th. So the panel might have some insights on all kinds of topics. So definitely looking forward to this discussion on the 17th and everything, because it'll be a fantastic discussion with a lot of folks involved, and looking forward to hearing this powerful panel that y'all have assembled. So it's y'all to be great and everything. And Gene, I tell you this, but some things that you are wanting to say are good for you, they don't have the best taste in the world. Because I heard what you said about the seed and the black seed. And so a lot of people would say the same thing about castor oil and a number of other things that are good for you, but don't taste that good and everything.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. The black seed oil though, capsules too. It can be capsules.
Still,
I use the. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, even in capsule form, when you belch, you gonna taste it again. Yeah.
And then I use castor oil, the black castor oil, on my beard, my hair.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. So
you know what? I'm gonna have to try that.
Yeah. What is it with the black? Oh, you got a visitor.
The dog said, the dog said, it's my time.
Okay, baby. I love you too. Okay. All right. It's enough.
Well, speaking of this, since it looks like it's time for the dog to have her moment, and all along those lines, there's another form of exercise that goes on all the time, and I know the panel will be glad to see it, but there is this amazing performer that we've got on this panel, an amazing gentleman, and I know he was doing some serious exercising when he was doing his song and all along those lines. So I figured we'd watch and close out with this amazing song and see Gene doing his exercise of getting out there and performing and doing this amazing video and all along those lines. I think that this was some great form of exercise, both of the vocal cord as well as, there was a couple times that he was running around and doing some other things. So I think he got some physical exercise on this video also. So let's check out this. Yep. Well, I've been on set, so I know how that can be. They running here and there. So yeah, you got some exercise.
Right, exactly.
Cool.
We'll
be back next week.
It was like 95 degrees, and I had on a hoodie doing like 30 minutes of the shoot, so I was drenched in sweat. But Stand Up, our new single, it's a social justice piece where we just kind of discuss and encourage people to stand up against any kind of injustice.
Right.
Cool. Let's check it out.
Enjoy it. Stand Up. We are G Wiz in the Solar System.
Yep. Later, your boy.
The police took another life. Gunshots rang out, even though he had his hands held high. Yo, I'm sick and tired to walk my brother's short lines. Need to come together, set a plan, and then mobilize. Oh, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do about all the that we're going through? Now stand up, shout out into the walls of Babel on your feet. Stand up, come on y'all, and let's make some history. Stand up, rise up and know you ain't gotta follow, you can lead. Stand up y'all, we can do this, you and me. Monsanto monopolized the whole grocery line. So we all gon' have 12 toes, 3 thumbs, 3 lives. If If we keep being sheep, these wolves are gonna rob us blind. Let's occupy our mind space, cause the revolution won't be televised. Oh, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do about all the hell that we're going through? Now stand up, shout out into the walls of Babel, undefeated. Stand up, y'all. We can do this, you and me. Stand up, rise up and know you ain't gotta follow. You can lead. Stand up, y'all. We can do this, you and me. Oh, mercy me. The government should nurture and free. When will all these wars be done? Hopefully before the golden moment has the money. Before another mother has a mourn her son. Shout out into the walls of Babel, undefeated. Stand up, come on y'all. Let's make some history. Stand up, rise up, you know you ain't gotta follow. You can lead. Stand up, y'all. We can do this, you and me. Stand up, shout out into the walls of Babel, undefeated. Stand up, come on, y'all, and let's make some history. Stand up, rise up, you know you ain't gotta follow. Stand up, y'all. We can do this.